All right, I'm gonna mute myself after
Okay.
you start.
Oh, she's in here. Okay.
Okay, I'll mute.
I'll make her co-host.
Awesome.
Okay. Felicia, are you here? Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can't see you though. Where are you?
Weird. Okay, hold on.
Hi.
Now you can see me?
Now I can see you.
All right, good.
What's up?
Okay,
so you want to get started? She's already recording, so just you want to do the introduction since this was all kind of you're frozen again. There you are.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with my internet. Sorry, yeah, it keeps telling me it's unstable.
That's okay. It says you have 3 bars on my side, so I don't know why it's doing that.
All of our lines outside are frozen. Giant
Oh,
ice are covered on everything.
there you go. That's why.
Yeah. So,
all right. So
I want to say hi. Welcome to Overcoming Objections, Rejections, and Mindset. My name is Felicia. I am a Ruby leader, and we're just going to go over kind of how to get out of your head, take a few steps back, and kind of help realign yourself to what your goals are this month and kind of the tools that we can help you with, like resources, I guess, give you more resources to help work on, get out of your head and get onto bigger and better things. Mullissa.
Do you want to share your story just in case there's someone watching that hasn't heard your story yet?
So I joined It Works in end of March 2020. And so my 1-year anniversary is coming up soon. Lifetime rank is Ruby. My goal is Emerald. This is my 2nd time around. So I definitely this business definitely is a good right place, right time. Make it work. Like it'll work for you if so this time around, I'm 100% giving it my all because even with my 1 year coming up, I have hit the rank of Ruby. It's already started to change my life. It's already started to positively impact myself and my family, as well as help us out financially, which I know is like the main reason why a lot of us start this. And one of my main reasons to join back in with this company was to make new friends. I'm a very big social butterfly, so pandemic's kind of hit me hard, and I just miss people. I used to do rap parties all the time. I would have rap Wednesdays at Starbucks. So, I just love people. I love talking about this business and even the little things that this business can do daily to help us. So.
Perfect. So I'm Mullissa. Caroline, thanks for hopping on today because I know it's like in the middle of the day on a Wednesday and some people work. So if you're on, thanks for hopping on, and I'll just introduce myself like really quickly and then we'll get started. So my name is Mullissa Caroline. I'm a Ruby, and I started about a little over a year ago. I started December 20th actually, so like 5 days before Christmas. And I started because I'd been following Chantel for a while. I think she talked to me for 6 months, and I did host a post for her. Then I became a customer. First product I ever tried was the cleanse. and instantly fell in love with that because I really had my doubts kind of about some of the products. And I remember trying the cleanse and going, wow, this stuff really works. So, signed up in December, went to conference that January, right after joining. Brand new distributor, went to conference for the first time. It was insane, loved conference, fell in love with the company on worship night, decided this is what I was going to do. 4 months later, I went Ruby, and been kind of sitting here ever since, but that's okay. Just growing through that. And I'm really excited to talk to you guys about like just sharing some of our wisdom, I guess, that we've picked up along the way, because I know some of you probably are going for Ruby or above that. And, I just want to reiterate something that we said last week or on Sunday. It hasn't been a week yet, but on Sunday, us being just, the Ruby rank is pretty epic for us, just because when you start out, you think, wow, Ruby, that's amazing. But what I'm getting at is anyone can do a Zoom like what we're doing right now. So if you guys ever have anything that you want to share, you're scared to do a Zoom by yourself, you can do what we're doing. We just partnered up. This was all her idea. I'm just here. So,
yeah, Mullissa and I'll chat all the time, and we bounce different things off of each other. And I realize that I message her a lot because I'll get in my head when I first start talking to a customer, any potential, even if it's just like they answer me back saying that they're going to hap for me. I'm like, what do I say? I take like that second. I'm like, oh man, I might mess it up.
I think that's the entire team, and I think that's part of the reason why we're all on this team, is because we all overthink stuff. And so I think that's what we're going to talk about today too, is kind of getting out of your head and not overthinking things, because we all do it. It's just how we are. So there's nothing wrong with you. We all do it. But that's why, like she said, we reach out to people on the team to kind of help us push through that. So if you're stuck, please reach out, because we all do it. We all do it. So I sent you the outline. Do you have something else you want to cover first?
Let me see, one sec. Real quick, can I have you guys drop in the chat what rank you're going for this month? Are you maintaining? Are you trying to promote? What are you guys trying to do? We're about halfway through, February is a short month. So what do we got? Like,
Chantel said she wrapped someone in a casino bathroom. That's hilarious.
Heck yeah. I wrapped this girl at Amazon. I worked with her at Amazon, and I had wraps on my bag because I came with one on. And she's like, what is that? I was like, we gotta go to the bathroom. Give me $20. And I wrapped her, and we took pictures on our lunch break. And she's like, this is great stuff. So,
you gotta do what you gotta do.
Just gotta do it.
We've got someone going for executive, someone going for emerald, maintaining double, promoting to emerald. Love it. Okay, so
take it away. Take it away for right now.
Where's the mic? So we talked about this a little bit last time, so I wanted to go over a little bit more, because I feel like we covered a lot on that last Zoom. So I wanted to be a little bit more in depth on a couple things that we went over. So first thing was moving past no's, and how to not let them basically affect you, I guess, while you're building and growing. One of the things that I love that she actually said was, they're not saying no to you, but they're actually saying no to themselves. So, and that's so true, because I think oftentimes we take it personal when someone says no, and there's nothing wrong with you when you take it personally. Really, everyone does it. It's especially if it's someone that you're friends with or it's very easy to do. But basically what we want to talk about is shifting your mindset when you feel like you're in that place of being, or feeling discouraged. Some of the things that we actually do. So I'll start. I actually just, no is just not right now. Yeah. So, and that's, I'm glad you said that, because there's you're going to have so many times where people will tell you no. And then, like I had one girl, she was watching my stories, never commented or anything. And she messaged me. She's like, okay, what is this coffee stuff? And you're going to have people do that. So what I like to do when I start, if I ever start getting discouraged, there's a few different things I've done over the past year. I used to actually write down, I used to keep like a tally of the no's that I was getting until I got to a yes. That was really fun for me. That may not be fun for you. And so what you might do is think about how many times you said no to the person that signed you as a distributor, or you know, and anytime that you've said no to anything, really. I mean, if you think about like advertising on any social media platform, usually takes anyone from 7 to like 20 something times to see something before they actually commit. And you do the same exact thing. So I want you to have that kind of outlook when someone tells you no. Don't take it personally, and realize that from a consumer point of view, I mean, you've done the same thing with numerous things in your life. And the ghosting thing. Yeah. You know, I know it's very easy to fall into that whole like trap of someone's ghosted you because they haven't answered you. It's not true. Okay. Just because someone hasn't answered you does not mean that they have ghosted you. I have my best friend, I love her to death, but she's the worst at replying to text messages. She was literally told me that she's responded in her head, never actually typed it out, and then closed it. And I had a girl actually last week, this girl that I've been talking to, she has a little brick and mortar little like shop, and she has these cute pillows that I've been talking to her about. And she forgot to hit send. She typed out the message and just never hit send. So there's always a reason behind why they're not answering you. It's not because they ghosted you, because if they didn't want to talk to you, they would have just blocked you. I'm just saying. So you can't like, I just don't get into that headspace of they're ghosting you or they're just not interested, because more often than not, if they are commenting on something that you've posted, or engaging with you at all about any of the products or the opportunity, they're interested. Their pride just may not be allowing them to tell you why they can't do it. And they may not be responding to you because they literally just read your message and their kid was like climbing on something and they had to put their phone down. You just don't know what's going on. So just kind
Their
of
interest never stops. It never depletes. Like, they've talked to you once, it's gonna come up again.
mhm.
I mean, how many
Exactly.
times do you guys go to Kohl's or to Walmart and they ask you for a credit card?
Yeah.
And you don't want to, I mean, you might want a credit card. I tell them no. I don't want to take that on.
Depends
The
on my
cashier doesn't
mood
get
that day. It really depends on my mood that day, because I've been at places where if I'm like not in the best mood and I'm in a hurry, I just say no and go about my day. But there's been days where I'm like, I'm not in a hurry, and they ask me, I'm like, sure, why not? Let's see what happens, but that's what I mean. You don't know what mood they're in. You don't know what's going on in their day. So you just can't take it personal. It's hard. It's gonna, hit you a little funny, but you just have
Right.
to move past it, is
I
what
mean,
we're trying to say.
This is our job. This is what we do every day, how to build our business. We have to bring the products, the opportunity out in the open, because there's still people, believe it or not, who have no idea what It Works is. We are not in every single country. We are not available everywhere.
That actually happened to me the other day. So I have this thing, I have a magnet on my car that says, does your coffee make you skinny? And I was at the drive-through, this little Thai place that's just down the street, and the girl at the window was like, what's that? She didn't even know what fat burning coffee was. She didn't know about what I was talking about. And she's in Vegas. So I'm just saying, like, not everybody knows what green coffee or smart coffee or fat burning coffee is.
Right.
Not a lot of people know about our company either. So
Exactly. I mean, I would not get discouraged if you're not getting replies. If you're not, I mean, discouraged is a really tough word, because we're built on, well, we're doing the things, we're expecting the results. We're still doing the things, we're expecting the results.
instant gratification.
Right. We're used to that instant gratification. We're hungry and we don't want to cook dinner. What are we doing? We're on DoorDash. We're going through the drive-through. We have things that are so easily accessible to us that now going after more takes a little bit more work. Getting caught up in the, oh, this person ignored me. I messaged 100 people and only 5 responded. That's 5 people that you weren't talking to 20 minutes ago when you started. That's 5 more people. You're closer to your Emerald promotion. You know what I'm saying? Like those 100 people, you did a great job. Who cares if 95 others didn't reply? They're still going to see it. And then they're still going to interact again. They're going to keep going. Their interest will not just go away because everybody wants to be healthier.
Right. Well, the reason why I think a lot of people get discouraged too is because of what you were saying. We expect that instant gratification. Most of us do anyways, especially our generation, millennials. Kind of grew, like, we're kind of spoiled a little bit, because if you want to watch, you know, a movie or something, it's usually on your TV. If you need food and you don't feel like cooking, like she said, you could just order it in. There's so many ways to get instant gratification, but this business is hard work. If it was instant, everyone would do it. So what did
Joel
she say?
Dunn has said it's networking, not net winning.
Yeah. How do you choose who to message? I feel like I message a lot of people on follow up, and you just keep talking to them, and you need to change up your messages every time. So if I message someone about the giveaway, I'm not messaging them, you know, the next day. Usually if they don't answer me, it's like a week later. I'll ask them about the coffee challenge, or the next message is, you know, something else. So you just change the messages. And one thing I like to do, and this may not be you, I'm red, and I'm kind of obnoxious. So if someone doesn't answer me, I will call them out. And one of the things I like to do is I'll send a message and I'll be like, hey, did I do something to offend you, or something to that? But I've used other words, but I usually say, did I do something to offend you? I'm so sorry. And they will instantly answer me every single time, because it's psychological. They're like, oh my God, no.
Right. Always. That's a definite surefire thing that works every time, because the last thing we all want is to feel like we made someone mad. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like,
the other thing you want to do too is go through your active list on your messenger. Those people are currently on Facebook, actively using it as you're messaging them. You can do like she said, messaging anyone that likes your post. The other thing is if you have someone do host a post for you and you see people liking on that, you should try to add those people as well. But definitely go through stories and your posts, and anyone that's not commenting but has liked it or sent you like on stories, the little emoji thing, or they've just watched it, you can message those people too.
messaging your friends list. Print out your friends list. If you don't have a printer.
So friends list overwhelms me. I've tried that a couple times.
Okay.
Definitely try it, because I've tried it a couple of times and it just overwhelms me, having a stack of papers of people to go through. So if I could recommend anything, if you're going to do that, make sure you condense it, and then try to do like one page, you know.
Yeah, I only work like one at a time. Like that's my goal for the week, to work one page and break it up day by day, to just so, I mean, because when I printed it out, not gonna lie, I had 44 pages of friends, and I was like, that is too many. So
That's
work at the pace, right? Work at the pace that works for you, and just make sure you're open for business every day, because your friends, let's say Mullissa and I are friends with the same 10 people. If somebody wants to order something, they're gonna talk to whoever last talked to them about the product or the business and whatnot.
Well, not only that, but let's say that she's been talking to her, but she hasn't been posting consistently, and I have. That's the other thing that people are looking at too. Like the reason why they look at your posting, and the reason why we say posting is so important, is because it shows that you are showing up for your business and that you actually take it seriously. Because believe it or not, some people actually do look at that. I was one of those people when I was watching Chantel. I was one of those people that was looking at that. So, and there's a lot of people that do. So, the
I'm
other thing I was going to
typing.
tell you to do too is, you could do an engagement post. I think I heard this on our Zoom the other day, but this is something I actually do too. So just do like an engagement post that has nothing to do with the giveaway. And then you can message those people and be like, hey, super random question, blah, blah, blah. You know, if you need the script, we can send it to you. But I'm just saying those engagement posts are going to boost the amount of people that are commenting on your post, because it literally has nothing to do with the giveaway. So they're technically not expecting a message from you. So it's kind of another way to like pull people in and create a conversation on Facebook.
I just put in the
Yeah.
chat the friends list message. So if you do want to do like green light messaging or work your friends list page, this is definitely a good resource that I've been using.
That's a good one.
Yeah, we did the overcoming. Any like, are there any specific objections that you guys are coming across?
Yeah, I have some like objections scripts that I can put in here, but we do want to like just put something in the chat that you guys have actually experienced too, because I can instantly probably answer it. I can
I've
almost
worked
guarantee it.
in call centers selling loans, like selling short-term payday loans. I did telemarketing, and I've also done collections. So overcoming different objections from all different types of people, something I've gotten pretty good at doing.
So Rachel, are you talking about like when you first add someone, you don't know how to message them, or are you trying to expand your friends list? Because you can use host a post to expand your friends list, which you should be doing, which I don't know how new you are, but what I do to expand my friends list, what I've been doing is I will throw up a giveaway post on my my Facebook, and everyone that comments on that gets a host a post. So what I do quite a few giveaway. I give quite a few of them a giveaway post, but that's because I've been doing host to post longer. and so I can handle that. But if you just started out, I would only give maybe like 2 people a giveaway post. That'll help expand your network. And then you can expand other ways too. There's so many other ways that you can expand your network. You could go into groups and build relationships in there and eventually add people from those groups. Would be anything that you have an interest in. Obviously, don't just join a group to add people. Do something that's actually part of one of your pillars.
Engagement.
If you don't know what your pillars are, those would be 3 things that tie back to you and your interests. So like for me, I'm in like some computer ones, I'm in like gaming ones, law of attraction ones, you know, those are things that apply to me. Yours might be different. Hold on, what does it say? When you say how, can you give me an example? So I give them a giveaway post. So here, I'll put one in here.
You got one?
Yeah, hold on.
Okay.
So here's a pretty basic one. I'll give them this. I'll say this. And then I'll say this. I have a couple other ones that I use, but for the most part, I when I first started doing it, I was using the birthday one. The birthday one is very good. I have a lot of really good engagement on that, but I've been trying some other things. But yeah, the birthday one is so easy because everyone comments on those.
So like right now up on my page, I haven't actually checked it. I'm doing a Skinny Brew giveaway to get more kind of enactment and engagement on my page. So I put up.
That's a good one too.
Let's see if I can do this. So it's a little bit hard to say, but I just did like a cute little thing of me buried in the snow because Chicago's under 50 feet, it feels like.
You're really
ice baby. The last person to say ice before I say baby wins a free 3-day Skinny Brew. And I've got 50 comments on there right now.
Yeah, that's another idea. But what I also want you guys to know too is you can do engagement posts that have nothing to do with the giveaway. So like I put up one the other day, I got over 100 something, I think almost 200 comments where I asked someone what do you call the end of a loaf of bread?
Mhm.
You would be surprised how many people have an opinion about that. It was insane to me. I didn't know that I was going to get that many comments.
Let's see the other. Okay,
Tell me
so
that
Vicky, you
that
put
would work
down
with gummies.
that somebody said to you, I don't like tea or coffee. All right. To overcome that, honestly, like we do have the gummies. We have Thermophyte.
Oh, I guess I didn't see that one.
Is this specifically for people who want to lose weight? Because you can always send them the link to get the personalized pics as well. Like
Yeah,
they
there's a quiz on the website. If you guys don't know, each of your websites have a quiz that you can actually send people for them to take and find out what products would work for them. But if someone tells me that they don't like tea or coffee, I'm either going to offer them a sample because I'm going to tell them I don't normally drink tea or coffee either until I had this. Would you like a sample? At least try it out first before committing. The other way you could go is just offering them, like she said, the gummies or something else. More or less, you want to find out what their goals are, and then you can build something around that. But yeah, there's so many products. Like
Mhm.
I would either give them the quiz, or I would offer them a sample to try it, because I've had a lot of people with the Skinny Brew tell me that they don't like coffee. And I used to not really drink coffee that much, especially black coffee. I hated black coffee, but you just got to make it personal and kind of figure out, depends on the person. But if you ever get stuck on something too, you can also take a screenshot of the conversation and put it in any of the team chats that you're in. Someone can help too.
Message me.
Let's talk about, I want you, because you shared a little bit, but I know that you have a lot when it comes to self-development, especially all your lives that you've done. So
yeah, self-development is something that I haven't done up until recently. I really, like, I've heard about it. I've known it's something that we should be doing, but I was like, I don't have time for this. I'm in school, I'm working this business, and I have another one, but like, I'm busy. But I'm wondering why I'm stagnant in my busyness. I'm just kind of doing the same type of steps, same type of things. And I'm realizing that the knowledge of who I am and what I want has gotten me to this point. I don't have the knowledge and all of the things that I would need to move me to the next level. The way you get those things is by pouring back into yourself and teaching yourself the things, going and learning how to become a better leader, how to step out of the box, how to step out of your comfort zones. Reading the book right now in the book club with Lachelle. It's on F Yourself. I have it on Audible. That has been a very eye-opening book for me because it's been teaching me more so how I can step back. What? I'm sorry, I saw the chat. Pop up.
oh no, I'm just putting my scripts in. Keep going.
Oh, good. No worries. So I listen to, on the 2 days that I go to work right now, I've been listening to Ashley Mayfield on Spotify. She's got a Fireball, like, not playlist, it's like a channel. It's a show. And my absolute favorite one that I've been kind of re-listening to is Why Self-Development Matters. It talks about how, just exactly kind of what I was saying, we have the same, like, the amount of knowledge that we are at currently for the next level. If you find yourself kind of sitting at the same spot and wondering, why haven't I moved forward more? Maybe look at the type of self-development that you're doing, or if you're not doing any, now would be a good time to really start. It has helped, like, you want to have like those days. I've just had a bunch of them where things just seem really overwhelming and things are really tough, you want to have these specific podcasts that you can go to, episodes that you can just plug into and just really realign yourself with where you want to go and what you're trying to do. And that's been a big help for me. How many self-development or personal development books have you guys read so far this month?
Hold on, don't answer that. I'm not done yet.
Okay. If you're on camera, you can hold up like how many fingers? 2. Okay. I'll say I'm at a half. I'm at a half for this month because I just started the book club. Not just started, like I started at the beginning of the month, and we're reading, so we're halfway through the book. And if I'm going to be honest, this will be the first book that I've read.
Okay, I'm done.
Started at work. When I joined 7 years ago, I bought a book that I still have on my Google Play Store. And have I read it? No. I've started it over a few dozen times, but I've never fully read it. And I couldn't tell you why. I just didn't think it was important enough at that time. And so here, I'll show you. It's going to make you laugh a little bit. Get out of here. So here's that book. And this is exactly how far I get through this book every time.
You'll find that happens quite a bit because you'll get to, you're growing. And a lot of times if you start to lose interest in a book, for me, I'll go start reading something else. And it's partly due to, it's partly due to the fact that I'm not ready to hear that material. My headspace isn't quite there yet. So I have to go back and listen to stuff, and that's going to happen to
For
all
sure.
of you.
Which is what you want to have happen though, because you have to face that truth with, I'm not ready to hear this message, or I know this message was ready for me.
Right. It's not just that though. It's also going back and rereading books. I like to do that a lot too. Just because it may hit me differently because I've grown and changed over the last year. So it's always good to go back and read stuff too, because it'll hit you a little different the second time.
Right.
And you may pick something up that you didn't the first time. That's why I watched The Secret on Netflix so many times, because every time I watched it, I got something else from it. So that's with everything for me.
Yeah, I mean, in Ashley Mayfield's Why is Self-Development Important? She says, I wonder if I can find it and play it. Give me 1 second. I'm going to mute it real quick. Do you have things to add in on the self-development part?
Just do it every day, except don't just do it on the days that you think you need self-development. You need to be doing it every day. And then also keep in mind that there's different types of self-development. There's personal. For me, there's personal and spiritual, but for you, it may just be personal, and that's fine. And then there's also business development. So there's different books for each one. And honestly, if you don't know what to read, you can look up stuff on Google. You can ask someone in one of the team chats, what's a good book to read? But honestly, you want to be reading something that ties into something that you're struggling with, so it can help you get through that. So if you know what you're struggling with, you should be asking that question. What should I read if I'm struggling with this? You can type that into Google and stuff will come up. You can ask us in the team chat, and I guarantee easily most of the people in that chat will have something to suggest that you read. But you should be doing self-development every single day. And if you like to listen to Audible, I'm the same way, but I also do recommend getting the book as well. Even if you're not one of those people that likes to sit there and read, it's always good to have the book if you can. It's not required, but I'm just saying, if you can get the book, get it, because you can actually go along in the book while you're listening on Audible and highlight parts of the book that stood out to you, so you could go back and reference it and maybe write about it or something. Those are just ways to expand on your self-development. But we all started somewhere. So as long as you're listening and you're doing that, but just do it every single day. If you start to get bored with the book, then find something else to read and come back to it. That's totally fine too.
Right. That's good. No, those are good. I mean, I've been bouncing around. That's why I've found the multiple playlists, like I'll turn on different music playlists and create my own to help change my mindset and hear certain messages.
It really depends on the person, because I'm one of those people that I can sit there and listen to something, and I can listen to it a million times and I can retain it, but you may not be that way. You may not retain the information that way. You may have to listen to it and read it, or maybe you have to just read it. You need to figure out how you learn and how you retain information so that you're getting the most out of it, because I promise you, self-development is going to change your life.
Oh, for sure.
For sure.
It already has, for me, made such a big impact. So I'm going to play this little piece here, and it's from Ashley Mayfield's Fireball.
I love her.
Great stuff. So
obnoxious goals.
Yeah.
You need obnoxious goals, because the reality is, if you want to make 6 figures a year, you need to be focusing, you need to be acting and thinking about $1 million a year, because you're going to fall short. Every single one of us falls short. And so you have to go above and beyond. If you're only looking to make $500 in multi-level marketing, you need to aim for 1,000. If you're looking to come home to your kids, you need to be focusing on coming home and taking them on a Disney vacation. Yeah, like you need to go above and beyond. And the way that you instill that belief, the way that you get that confidence that you can achieve whatever it is, no matter how crazy it is, it's through self-development. You have to put yourself as close to the fire as possible. And a lot of
I'm just going to piggyback off of that really quick. A little disclaimer. It's nice to shoot for the stars and hit the moon. Okay. I'm all for that. That's how I set up my goals. But what I also want you to do is make sure that you know what you need. Yes, it's great to set a big obnoxious goal, like she said, but also for me, that can be overwhelming. So I like to break it down. So break it down into, what do I need for this week? What do I need for this day? And if you don't know how to do that, get with your enroller or one of us, and we can help you figure that out. It's very simple to do, but she's absolutely right. You should be setting obnoxious goals, because if none of you have watched The Secret, you should definitely watch it. Because there's a part in The Secret, and it's on Netflix. There's a part in The Secret where he was challenged to set an obnoxious goal. He's like, he was challenged. He's like, set a goal that if you hit it, it would blow your mind. That's great to do, but I also want you to be realistic in your day-to-day and your weekly goals as well. You need to have both mindsets.
Give yourself those wins to back up your effort, to help push you further and more towards your goal. Like, if you set out that you're going to get up 10 haps in a week, and how do you feel when you get those up? You're like, yes, this is something I did. I marked that off my to-do list. Give yourself.
You should be doing that with everything, though. Everything, not just that, but not just stuff that has to do with the business.
Right.
Something that before I ever joined, something that I picked up on a training that I was on is to like reward yourself. Sit down at the end of every day and write down everything that you did that day. Even if it was stuff that you were supposed to do, you know what I mean? Like you were supposed to do the laundry, you're supposed to do the dishes, those types of things, you're supposed to do, but you should still write them down and be rewarding yourself for doing them, because they're still small wins. Because I can't tell you how many people don't even do that. I'm just saying, I have my days where I don't do that. So, write that stuff down too. That's, one of the things that we're actually teaching Evelyn, my 5-year-old. I've started her on making her bed every morning, because that's her first win of the day. If that's you, write that down. That's a win. You're like, it may sound silly, but it is. It makes you feel good, because a lot of times it's so easy for us to gravitate towards the negative. You sit there, I swear, if I asked you to tell me something positive today, your brain is instantly going to think negative. It's just how your brain works. You immediately start thinking about negative stuff. There's nothing wrong with you. It's so easy to think of the negative before you think of the positive. So it's important that you're writing all of the positives down somewhere. I used to keep a journal next to my bed, and every night before I go to sleep, I would write down every single thing that I did that day. And I felt so good, because even though it was like small things, it was like, I did a lot today, because you don't realize how much you do until you write it down. So it's like Joanna posted that in the Encore page, the little tracker that she does and writing stuff down, that's pretty much exactly the same thing that we're talking about. She's writing it down so that she can see what she's doing. So if she goes back and she's wondering why things dipped, it's more than likely because of the amount of work that she was doing. So you'll hear a lot of people in this business say that a work that you're doing right now, you'll see usually pay off in like a month or two. And it's so true, because if you're like 2 months from now, your business is dead, go back and look at what you did in February and January, and I guarantee that's why.
Not every person that you talk to is going to say yes right away. You still planted that seed. Even if you're growing things in your own garden, like think of an actual vegetable, it's not going to sprout up overnight. You have to pour into it. And in order to pour into the things around you, you need to pour into yourself.
Yeah, because it was like that story. I think Chantel told it, but I've heard it before. That was like so I don't remember it exactly, so I'm not going to butcher it. But basically, you can't pour into others unless you're pouring into yourself, and eventually your cup is going to be depleted, and you're not going to be the best version of yourself pouring into others. So that's why self-development is so important, because it just kind of overflows your cup, and it down to everybody else.
Gives you the emotional support you need to reach your next level, to keep pushing yourself out of your box, to keep getting more uncomfortable,
because you're gonna have those angry people, those negative, angry people that come at you sideways. If you haven't had that happen to you yet, it's inevitable. This is a network marketing business that a lot of people don't understand. And you can't take those messages personal either. I wanted to talk about that too, because that's happened to me quite a few times. And having had the amount of self-development I've had going into this, I was a little bit more prepared, but some of you may not be. There are some mean people out there, and you do not have to allow that energy into your space. If someone comes into your messenger that is toxic or vile, you do not have to speak to them. If they post a comment or something that is pretty bad, I'm talking pretty bad, and I've had some pretty bad messages, you do not have to talk to them. You can delete comments, you can block people. Your Facebook is your Facebook, and you have every right to protect your energy regardless of how they feel. And oftentimes the way a person is acting is a reflection of themselves. So I want you to remember that when someone comes at you sideways, that attitude that they have is a reflection of them, not you.
Right. And I know it's hard to like not take things personally, not feel like you're getting support, especially like if you have a significant other who isn't always there for you and isn't always, for my first time around, that was a big thing. I felt I need to be accepted. I need to be liked. Took it way too personal, being unfriended, having people mock my posts, having people mock my comments. People got nasty. But now that they see that I'm back and kicking butt again, they're like, oh, so tell me about your skinny coffee. How's it going? Like, that's fine. Everybody has a believability meter. Everyone, a lot of people are try before you buy. With me, I was just like, let's dive in. I can make money, make friends.
And if someone gets upset with you because you put up one of those testers needed, or they're mad because you charge for your samples, this is literally what I say to them. If they get mad at me about charging for samples, I say, man, I wish I could give them away to everybody, but I have to pay for them too. You're a business owner. You have every right to stand your ground on that. When you joined this business, you became a business owner. So you need to stand your ground when someone pushes back on that, because they will. I've had a girl do it to me 3 times. I literally tell her the same thing every time. If someone asks you about testers and they're like, well, I thought this was free, I say pretty much the same thing. It's usually along the lines of, well, if it was, then I would, but I have to pay for it too. And typically our products take a 90-day time period to see any results. So it's actually better if you do a 90-day challenge, because then you're going to see our results over time. There's a response to every single thing that someone says to you. So if you ever get into a pickle,
Can you
we'll call
put
it that.
in the chat what you just said?
I just word it off freehand. So I'll just put it in the chat after we're done.
Okay.
Because I don't actually have a script for that. I just yeah, because
Each
pick
person's
that-
different and
yeah, it's really going to depend on the person, because some people I'll be a little bit nicer and other people I'll be a little bit more blunt. It just really depends. I'm
Right.
different person than a lot of people that are on here. So I just want to give you kind of an idea of what to say. So, you know, for samples, it's, you know, I wish I could give them free. I wish I could give them away to everybody, but I have to pay for them. I have to pay for them too. And you do. And I had a girl push back on that. And I was like, listen, this isn't a lipstick sample. This is coffee. This is a full size product that I'm giving you and I have to pay for it. So, you know, I mean, but that's me. I'm very straightforward and direct. And a lot of my Facebook people on my Facebook are that way too. So it's not a problem for me to be that direct, but that may not be the case for you. So you have to kind of gauge who you're talking to, but that's just to give you an idea. And then people who push back on tester, I pretty much the same thing. You know, our products work over, you see the most optimal results over a 90-day period. So you actually would need to take our products longer than just like a day. You know what I mean? So
right. Another thing from this, as actually something that has really helped me last week with shifting my mindset. And then so after this last bit of like mindset stuff, Mullissa, did you want to take it over with like spouse
I
support?
really want to go over the spouse support because I want to share with you guys my experience, because I'm pretty sure a lot of you can relate to this.
Yeah.
And I love what you shared because it's kind of it's similar but kind of different from me. So I love that you shared that. I really do.
So I'm gonna touch on this one last bit of like mindset type stuff, and then we'll dive into that and wrap it up. So we're not too long on here. So with the book Unf Yourself, a chapter that really kind of stuck out that really kind of like stuck out to me was, I believe it was like the 4th and 5th chapter. I just was struggling really hard mentally. I was very checked out of my business, my social life, my family. I just let everything around me kind of take it all over. And a lot of that, and I feel a lot of this can kind of apply to many of us. We get so caught up on how many likes, how many comments, how many views, how many approvals we've gotten for whatever we've posted.
Validation.
Right. We are looking always to be validated by somebody that we don't look dumb, that we know what we're talking about, that what we have to offer is something good to offer. We really only see everyone's highlight reels while still continually being reminded about our very real behind the scenes.
So true.
I'm going to say that again. So we only see the highlight reel of others' lives while we continually be reminded about our behind the scenes.
Here's a good book for you if you're struggling with this. This is something that I read before I ever started. If you haven't read this yet, it's called Kill the Spider. Get rid of what's really holding you back. It's by Carlos Whitaker. It's called it's called Kill the Spider. And basically what it starts out talking about is this lady keeps going to this church every day to talk to this priest about the same thing as basically talking about cobwebs in her house, and the cobwebs are still there, and clear them out. She comes back the next day, they're still there. I mean, the whole point of it is he's like, no, let's kill the spider, because that's what's causing the blocks and the things. There's a root problem to any of the blocks that you're having, and you'll find out what those are, and there's a way to move past them. So if I could recommend any book right now, it would be Kill the Spider. That ties perfectly into what you just said.
Yeah. And so with that, when you realize like your surroundings seem a little bit bigger than you and what you can take on and whatnot, you want to make sure that you're taking time to step back and get connected to your reality.
Yeah.
Like your real life, like what's happening not necessarily your emotionally soaked self-taught narrative about your life.
Mm-hmm.
If you think about that, we are emotional people in everything that we do. And we are, our, like, I guess frontal brain will be more emotional than logical right off the bat. We dropped a coffee, we're mad. We're, somebody cut us off, we're mad again. Like, we have so much just natural emotion flowing through us. It's easy for us to get caught up and hold on to those emotions about a specific event that has gone on and get stuck there. And there's no need to get stuck there. So if you find that that's happening, there definitely, like, you want to put on music, like things that'll help me. I put on music, I'll listen to these podcasts. I will jump on an hour-long video call with somebody. I will, you want to just shake up your regular routine to help create a new momentum that you're going to push forward and push past to keep everything going well.
Right. And the other thing you also want to be doing is, I know a lot of you said that you have goals for this month. You also want to be thinking about after that. So what's after Emerald? Diamond. So you should, whenever I'm going for a promotion, I have 2 charts out. I started doing this recently. This wasn't all the time, because when I was going for Ruby, that's all I cared about. But now I have my my Emerald and my Diamond chart out, because what happens sometimes is you get into this headspace of you're so laser focused on a goal, you can't see past it. And it's like, they talk about this in business a lot too. You'll hear I think it's Tony Robbins, he'll say you need an exit strategy. So like, it's not really an exit strategy, but it's looking past that goal, what's next. Because if you're so laser focused on one particular goal, once you get to it, you're like, okay, I'm done, but no, you're not done.
Right.
Keep going, because you've built that momentum in your business. And if you stop now, you have to start all over again to build that momentum up. So,
Right.
If you're going for executive, I would have an executive and a Ruby chart out. If you're going for Ruby, Emerald. If you're going for Emerald, Diamond, and so forth. Yes, push really hard for that goal, but also be thinking about after that. And don't tie your emotions of like how you're going to feel when you get to a certain rank, because I promise you, the rank has to mean more than just like, well, I'm just going to feel so great about this once I get to Ruby. That's not true. You don't know how you're going to feel when you get to Ruby. You need to be tying some sort of realistic goal to that, of what Ruby means to you, because I promise your feelings are going to change. Mm-hmm. You're going to change. Your goals are going to change. Your why is going to change.
Right.
Like, my why when I started was for gas and groceries. And now my why is built, like, I could show you my dream board, but like all these different things, it's going to grow, because you're going to grow your mindset and you're going to expand your vision. So you want to be thinking ahead. I'm crazy. So I actually did a map of my, how long it would take me to get to Ambassador Diamond if I did this, and this. I don't know why. I just woke up in the middle of the night and I was like, I have to write this down. And I mapped it all out. I'm not telling you to do that, but just saying,
that's awesome though.
I liked getting that perspective, and I didn't put a timestamp on any of it. I just wanted to see what it would look like.
Right.
That helped me. So, yeah, those are just my tips.
No, those are good. Touched on everything, like mindset wise, that I really wanted to talk about.
I do want to reiterate about writing stuff down. So if you're not writing your host post down, this is something that I think most of us did when we first started. I don't really do it so much now, but that's just me. I don't keep track of it in a notebook. There's a lot of people that do. I just have it in my little collections, and that's how I keep track of it. But what I do keep track of is how many I'm getting up. Okay. Mm-hmm. So I don't necessarily write the names down, but I am keeping track of the number. So I'm still tracking it. So keep track of those things. And then also who you're talking to. If you've talked to someone about the gummies or whatever, you want to be writing their name down. This does two things. You have something to go back to when you do your follow-ups, but it also, like we were talking about earlier, it shows you what you've done for the day. So you feel a little bit more accomplished, even though you may have not gotten a yes that day, but look how many people you talked to about getting some gummies, that's still a win. Because I can't tell you, people that start network marketing don't realize a lot of times what they are getting themselves into and how much work is actually required. And they usually don't even get that far. Okay. So if you're messaging and talking to people, you're still ahead of most of the people that start network marketing. So I'm just saying. So I'm going to talk about spouse support just because it's something that, and this could be boyfriend, fiance, husband, whatever person they are, or family. When I started, I mean, I didn't ask for permission to start. I'm not that way, but I mean, I know everyone is different, but for me, it was like, I'm doing this and, this is what I'm doing, so, but that may not be how your household works, and that's fine. But I will say that when I did tell my boyfriend about it, one of the remarks that I got out of him was pyramid scheme. And it offended me because I've been in network marketing for 15 years and it's not a pyramid scheme. So I could have just taken it personally and just quit, because that's what a lot of people do. They'll hear that from someone close to them and they'll just quit. But I want to offer you a perspective of what you should do in a situation like that. And you don't have to use exactly what I say. I'm very blunt. So I'm just going to tell you what I said. So we sat down and had a conversation, because that's what you should be doing if your spouse doesn't really understand what you're talking about. But you also should be asking yourself a couple of questions. How many times have you started something and quit? How many times have they seen you start something and quit? So you need to kind of understand where they're coming from on their negative response to network marketing. It's very possible they don't even actually know what network marketing is. A lot of people don't. So I would explore that. I would actually try to understand where they're coming from. For him, he didn't really know what it was. So, when we sat down and had our conversation, I basically told him, I was like, my business is basically an extension of me. I was like, so when you talk badly about my business, you're talking badly about me. And I don't like that. I don't appreciate that. You don't have to understand or know what this is going to do, but I'm going to show you what it does. And I would appreciate it if you do not make snide comments, because if you are making any sort of personal attacks against my business, that's attacking me. And essentially is what I said. Because I do feel that way. This business is an extension of me. It's not me, but it's an extension of me. And I do like the mentality that some people have, as if it was one of your kids, because if it was Evelyn and Evelyn needed glasses or braces, I would do whatever I had to do to make sure that happened. So, whenever someone, doesn't really have any sort of and it wasn't one of those situations where he was like, you're not going to do that, or I don't want you to do that, or blah, blah, blah. It wasn't like that. It was just, he didn't know what network marketing was. He'd only ever heard of it, and what most of what he had heard was what most uneducated people thought network marketing was. Right. And that's okay. Some people don't know, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I told him that he needed to educate himself, because a lot of the information that he had was misinformed information. So, and I've showed him videos and things like that. But the other aspect of that is spending time with them. If they see that you're on your phone, you need to have that conversation of, when I'm on my phone, I'm not just sitting here scrolling TikTok or Pinterest or right. Facebook or whatever. I'm not just sitting here scrolling through a feed. I'm actually working. And, it actually took him actually doing what I was doing for him to actually fully grasp that whole concept. So he actually sat down with me one day and I was like, okay, we're going to work together and I'm going to show you exactly what I do. And he was like, I don't know how you do this. I'm so sorry that I ever thought that you were just sitting on your phone. That's another thing you could do. They really right. don't know. And it's really not their fault. I'm not faulting or putting Cody up right. on I'm not nailing him to the wall or anything. You really just you don't know what you don't know. And, but I'm a very independent person. And so, you know, my approach to it might not be the same for you, but that's just my perspective, that my business is something I'm very proud of, and I won't let anyone tell me otherwise. And you'll grow that belief as you go, but that's how I've always looked at it. So
I mean, that's really great. Honestly, like, I'll have the same, not same type, but like pretty similar of like, you know, this is my business. This is what I'm doing to be healthier. This is what I'm doing to make extra money.
right. Well,
You're not paying my bills.
Well, now he knows, because I've been doing it for a little over a year now. So now, and
Right.
I've watched, there's videos out there that you guys can watch for, that are like people that are actually part of It Works have done videos about that kind of stuff. And he's watched them with me. It's just opening up that line of communication and making sure that it's a safe place for him to communicate what his fears are, and you
Right.
to share with him what this is, you know, or him or her. I'm just, you know, but just share with them like what it is, that they're open to learning about it, and you need to be open to hearing how they feel about it. And it needs to be like a two-way street. And then what you'll find is what actually happened with him is like 6 months or so into it, it was, well, when we get to diamond, and now it's, well, when we get to double diamond, you know. So now he's like, he's starting to catch that vision. And I'm not saying that's going to happen with everyone, but you have to start somewhere, because people really just either don't know what it is that we do, or have a very negative perspective of it based on other people. And so it's basically just re-educating them on, no, this is what it actually is. So.
Right. And then like with my boyfriend now, since we hosted the newbie Zoom on Sunday, he was the cutest thing ever. He was in the other room. He actually took his own notes based on whatever we were talking about, and just writing things down. He's like, babe, I took notes for you. And I was like, thanks, so did I.
I thought that was so funny. But they'll do that. You'll find that as
we're gonna
you go
start
through.
Seeing based on, like, they're gonna have a believability meter, because they see us at our most vulnerable. They see us for who we are, and also for who we want to be. We're still stuck in this is who we're gonna be land.
Yeah.
So then
Cody had faith in me. I think he believed that, you know, I could do it. But at the same time, I had already tried like 2 companies prior. And so he was like, well, you know, you've already done this before. He's like, maybe, you know, let's just see what happens. And now that he sees the income potential, he sees that this is paying our car payment. And if we want to, you know, if we need a little bit of extra money, I can go sell samplers. Like I made $100 in sampler cash in like 2 days, you know.
Yeah. Oh yeah, thanks to your posts, I'm up to, I think it's like 60 in samples.
Nice. Yeah, I can share that too if you guys want it, but I got that from someone else. Like a lot of times the stuff that you guys see us sharing and posting, we got from someone else. I steal stuff from people all the time, no shame. So, and we don't mind if you take stuff from us.
Right.
So.
We're in the business to help each other. We all have the same goals, to help people.
So it's important that you're utilizing not just the team chats, but the team pages too, because there's people constantly posting stuff on there, and you'll see people tag you and stuff, but you should also be putting in that initiative to go to those team pages and look at stuff. You have a lot of resources that I can tell you from being in network marketing as much as I have, for as long as I have been in network marketing, this team has the most resources that I have ever had at my disposal. And I was doing network marketing before we were like on Facebook and doing all this stuff. I did parties and I did all of that fun stuff. So
many resources
that we have all of this, you guys don't even you don't even know.
Post is a game changer. Post to post has been the biggest game changer to It Works. Honestly, I'm even seeing people now at another company host their own type of giveaways to do and duplicate what we're doing, because we are already having so much success with this.
Yeah, there's only one other company that I knew that did something similar to ours, but it wasn't exactly the same. They didn't do a
Right.
giveaway, but it didn't work as well as like our stuff. And honestly, just all of the resources, the training, the like doing these Zooms, like none of that existed with most of the other companies. You used to have to go to meetings and they were usually like once a month and maybe. And you know, it's nothing like what we have here. So you guys
Right.
really are blessed with what you got your hands on, not just the business itself, because this is $1 million business that you just put your hands on, but the company is amazing, but also the amount of support that you have from the team is you won't find
Anyway, not really matched anywhere. I
No.
have, yeah, I mean, it's just a great place to be. And if you're ever doubting that you're not in the right place at the right time, message any of us, message us in the chats.
But I also, if some of you are in that, what is it? I'm new now. What is that? What it is? That page, you need to be going to the units, or I think it's unit section of that team page, because they have laid everything out for you step by step. If you take anything away from the Zoom, please go to that, because they literally, I mean, it's step by step. You really don't have to do a lot of thinking with that. It's just reading and watching and do it and just duplicating. And the reason why we want you guys doing all of the things that we're talking about is because if you're doing them, then you're going to be teaching your team to do them. And then they're going to teach theirs and theirs and theirs. And it just goes down the line. So, and it's duplication, because what you're going to find in this business with your teams is you need systems that duplicate. And we've done all of that for you already. So you don't really have to think a whole lot on that.
Nope, you don't
Well,
need
I
to
should say
recreate
they've done all of that for us, because I didn't really help much with that, but
don't got to recreate the wheel, just got to help keep it rolling.
exactly. Because me and her even just, I mean, we've, been doing this a little bit longer than some of you, not all of you, but we even still ask questions, and we still copy people, and we still are doing the same exact thing that our enrollers taught us to do. So,
but I mean, other than that, I'm pretty.
Yeah, I already shared the objection script. So I would say if anyone has questions, to throw them in the chat, and then we'll, if not, then we'll end this. So.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I know, sorry, I was a little bit late, but I really appreciate you guys sticking on as long as you did. This will be recorded, or it is recorded, so it will be posted and shared again.
I knew what you meant.
But honestly, guys, don't hesitate to ever reach out to myself, Mullissa, anybody in the team pages. Like, we are each other's biggest.
Yeah. Even if you're having a bad day, this is what I was going to say. Sorry. So like, just literally like 2 days ago, I messaged her and I was like, I don't know what's wrong with me today, but I just feel blah. Just like, and that's all I needed to say. And then I was fine. Okay. So it did not necessarily have to be this like long drawn out conversation. I just had to say something. And then she was like, and then she showed me like, I think you showed me like what it looked like outside or something. And then I was fine. I mean, that may not happen for you, but I'm just saying, like, it was just one of those.
But I'll keep messaging you weird stuff until you're in a better mood.
She does.
I don't even care. Like, I found this girl on TikTok who's using a hair dryer and stuff. And so now I want to use a hair dryer and my microphone and just make ridiculous videos. Like,
please do it.
I'm freaking awesome. I am awesome. And the TikTok just gives me the platform to show everybody and care a lot less.
Yeah, that's basically what it comes down to. You just got to have fun with this and not take yourself so seriously. But we're just saying, if you have a bad day or if you get stuck in something, you need to reach out to the team or one of us individually. And if one of us doesn't answer you, the team is there. There's really no way to go wrong. There's always going to be that support or a resource or something to help you out. So we just want to thank you guys again for hopping on, and we hope this was helpful to you, and that you'll join us. again for our next, I don't know when we're doing another one, but we're going to be doing more of these, and we hope that you'll join us again. This will be posted so you can share it with your teams. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and stay safe out there.
Oh, thanks. Bye.